You're watching SchreckTeck, where tech is Shrecky. This show is sponsored by Synapse 3DI at www.synapse3di.com and by Relate Corporation at www.relate.com. And hello, everyone. This is SchreckTeck episode number 18. And falling off the screen over there is Gina next to me. This is Gina Schreck. How are you, Gina?
I'm doing great. Back from vacation. And, you know, living in chaos. That's what we're just going to call this. We're in our teen years for the show, and it's just chaos.
It's been one of those mornings. And I'm Rick Zanotti, and today we've got Larry Straining and his class in Oklahoma and Tulsa.
Yeah, the Tulsa Community College Computer Concepts and Application class. Hey, y'all!
You guys are on live. Wave. Say hello.
I think there's that delay that they must be watching live. Oh, maybe they don't. Are you guys there? Can you hear us?
They're moving.
They're moving. I don't know. Maybe they're not there. Can you guys hear us in Oklahoma?
No. Do they hear your?
Okay, I can hear them talking.
Yep, there is some sound.
There's some sound. There's movement. I see breathing. Oh, look. Okay, what was that? Like a 30-second delay. I'm not sure what's happening there. But it is exciting because Larry Straining teaches a class there at Tulsa Community College, and we talked about, you know, they've got all these questions about social media and technology and how it really applies in the real world with true professionals. And since he couldn't find true professionals to ask, he thought he would ask us, Rick.
And also, since we have a hard time getting a big audience, we decided to actually kidnap a class in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
This is a good strategy. I like this.
That's right. It's a portable class. This is a portable audience.
That's right. Captive. We just captivate.
At the end of this, we'll give you our autographs.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited.
Virtually.
I know you guys have lots of great questions, but I first have to just start out because there has been so much that has happened in the last week, and I was just saying, being in Hawaii was really hard. You guys should feel really bad for me because I would wake up in the morning at 6 a.m. and the day was already over in the United States. Business had already taken place, and I woke up and had this invitation in my inbox, Google Plus, the new talked about forever social media that Google rolled out, and I clicked on the invitation and they were already overloaded. In the first few hours that Google rolled this out, it overloaded, and so I'm still locked out. I'm on the list, but I cannot load it. I know, it's horrifying. So I don't know, Rick, are you on the in yet?
No. I remember the last Google big thing. That was what, Buzz?
Well, that
Buzz was like Fizz, and now we've got Plus, and
Buzz was like Fizz.
I don't know.
I'm actually very hopeful and excited, and I think this ties into some of the questions that the folks in Oklahoma have, because this is actually talked about being one of the big competitors with Facebook. So I think this is going to come up throughout our conversation. But I'm excited. There's some really cool features in it. I really dug around and about. I've tried to dig in like a mole as much as I could to try and get in and break in the Google Plus circles and the new video chat features. There's some really great features in this tool, and I think this is going to be the new, what's going to happen is all the geeky people and tech people are going to flood over there. They're going to leave Facebook because moms and grandmas are on Facebook now. So I think, finally the kids and the teens of America are saying, hallelujah, we can go where mom won't know how to get in.
Oh, they still have MySpace.
Oh, who's on MySpace? Who's on MySpace? Nobody's on MySpace. But yeah, so Larry, I'm excited to hear some of the questions because they tied into, kind of social media and technology and how it applies in the real business world. So I'm just going to throw it your way and see what questions you guys have.
Do what?
So with that said, Larry,
Is Larry tied up in a corner somewhere?
I'm not sure.
Did you guys tie him up? Oh, he's taking questions. Looks like they're passing questions up. Man, you guys are organized. I feel like we're doing an episode of I Love Lucy, and you guys are like the laugh track in the back.
We can hear them now.
Can you hear us?
We can hear you perfectly.
Yay!
We never could hear you.
Except for the third
Super,
girl in
get
the...
back up here, you guys. Come on. First question.
Larry, you pretend like you're Jay Leno.
Here we go.
I'm Tabitha Skaggs, and I'm an English major.
Great. Hello there.
I'm concerned with my own and my family's security on social media sites. What protection is there for me?
That is such a great question, and most people struggle with, should I get on these social media sites and how much information is out there? First thing is, never put critical security information on any of the social networks. Like on Facebook, you should never put your social security number. You should never put your home address. I always put a business, use my business email. So again, it really is all about what you put on these social networks. I don't share anything on my social networks that I would not want on the front page of the newspaper the next morning. And I'm one of these people, I put a lot of stuff out there. I mean, there's a lot of information about me online, but I'm very strategic with what I post. So if you're careful about what you put out there, and then go in and really set your security, there's lots of privacy settings on Facebook, for example, and we'll see with Google Plus what they're going to do, because privacy is such a big thing right now. But I tell people you need to go in every couple months to your privacy settings and just review, is the way that you have them set still appropriate for how you post information. But it's really, I always say, it's a lot safer than you think. And sadly, a lot of our private information is out there online from other sources, such as credit card applications we put, websites where we log in. Little bits of our data gets out there through so many sources. Social networks are usually the least of our worries. I think I should have brought my Johnny Carson, the hat, the sage hat.
What now?
Yeah, the class is going, who's Johnny Carson?
Okay.
We're old.
My name is Destiny Martin. I'm majoring in graphic design.
Great major.
And my question is, I'm not really interested in social media. Is it not just a waste of time?
Okay, next question. No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, it's interesting. It's interesting. It can be a complete waste of time. It just depends what you do with it.
That's true.
However, on the other hand, from a professional point of view, you can always keep in touch with your friends. That's one thing. But on the other hand, from a professional point of view, you can actually make connections. You can do things that enhance a business, and you can be on it too much. So it just depends on what you put into it, what you want with it, and what you expect out of it.
Well,
actually,
here's something to keep in mind too, especially for a graphic designer. Today, in today's business world, regardless of what your business is, you cannot do business and grow your business without networking. And social networking is the fastest, least expensive, least time-consuming way to network your business. You would have to go to a chamber event, which just takes up 4 hours of your day, every day, to do what you can do, and you still wouldn't tap the number of people you can reach through social media. So in business, it's really about building that network and showing your expertise out there in the social platforms and building your reputation. And I think social media, I would say you cannot be in business and exceed in business, excel in business without being out there showing your expertise. Rick, what were you going to say?
Nothing.
Okay, good. No, I
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Well, oh, what's that?
She said thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, it's interesting. I talk to a lot of groups that might even work within a corporate environment, and I still tell them you should be on Twitter following smart people. Follow people that you can learn from and you can stay on top of your industry. You don't necessarily have to tweet. On Facebook, you don't necessarily have to spend a lot of time posting about what you're doing today, but connect strategically to some Facebook business pages, some brands that you like or that you're trying to emulate in your business, and learn from them. And again, connect with experts, and really that'll help propel your business.
Or in this case, career.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my daughter, I have a daughter in college, and she is a zoology major. And I told her as soon as she started, I said, you need to get on Twitter, and you need to follow every zoo on Twitter that you can find. Follow Jeff Corwin. Follow people that are in the industry that you want to get into to see what are they talking about. Chat back with them, because you never know, you might network in a way that you can get in front of people for an interview that others may not have that opportunity.
Scare animals.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got another person standing and waiting.
My name is Randy Moody. My area of study is business information technology. My question is, how can social media help me in my job search?
Oh, wow. I have to share a story from last 2 weeks ago. Mike Lair, a guy I met on Twitter, he lives in Texas, and he is trying to get, his background was in, I believe it was in human resources, but he really wanted to get into some sort of social media, community management, communications area. And I told him, get on Twitter and find a few of these hashtags. And hashtags, for those of you who are not on Twitter, is kind of a grouping. And so you'll find maybe a journalist group or a business management group, leadership group, e-learn chat group. You'll find different groups on Twitter, and they use a tag, like a pound sign with a little tag. Well, he found a couple job search groups on Twitter. Within 2 weeks, he interviewed at Google last week, and it was he was networking all on Twitter, and it was interesting. He and I were going to talk about this because I'd love him to come on the show and share his experience on it. But I just think we look at social media, I think, and we see it as just a bunch of people blathering about what they're doing. But if you follow the right people, if you're looking for jobs, you should be online, especially on Twitter. Get on LinkedIn and build out your profile. We'll talk in a minute about Facebook. They have a couple new features that are really for job seekers that can really help you network and get the word out that you are an expert in this and that you're looking for work. Rick, what advice, what other tips do you have?
Well, as far as looking for jobs or connecting, definitely there are a lot of ways to meet people. A lot of the major recruiting agencies have things out there, and definitely a good thing to do, whether it's through Twitter, Facebook. There's a lot of opportunities out there. It's just getting out there and finding them.
Yeah, LinkedIn has always been the job seekers network. I mean, LinkedIn is known for really building your profile and putting the word out of what you're an expert in, what your skill sets are. Well, now on Facebook, there's a couple applications that are new, and one is actually a year old. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, called Branch Out. And you have to add the application, Branch Out, and then you're asking your current network for recommendations, and really trying to build a professional network and professional profile that shows your job skills. Well, there's another one that is just hitting Facebook. It's a new app, and it's called Be Known, like I will be known, BEKNOWN. What I like about, and it's promising, Be Known is started by the guys who own Monster.com, the job search firm. So Monster.com is now going to try and go after the LinkedIn audience. They're really trying to compete with LinkedIn, but instead of building their own network, what Monster did was said, let's create an app that works with Facebook, because Facebook already has 700 million people on the network. So let's create an app that will pull in your LinkedIn information. It'll pull in your monster.com profile if you already have a profile built there, and it'll create this job seeker profile for you and be known. Watch for that, especially those of you looking for jobs. And if you're, I always say play with these apps. Go on Facebook if you already have an account set up. Go in and just type in the search, be known. And I believe it's all together with no spaces. And you'll have to add the application, and then it'll ask you. And I just did this last week. I added my application, or I added the application, and then it says, do you want to pull in your profile from LinkedIn? And you allow that. And then it says, do you have a profile on Monster? You can pull that in. So I think those are really good ways for you to, especially when you're starting out in the job search area. And then again, get on Twitter and find smart people who are leaders in your industry. Who are the bloggers? Find them on Twitter.
Now, one other thing to consider, and this is particularly true for younger people. When you get out there and you are looking for a job, keep in mind the people you are applying for will do research on you. They will look at your Facebook page and other places. If you are indiscreet there, you may not get hired. Just something to think about.
Well, and it goes back to, how do you have your privacy settings set on Facebook? If you're looking for a job and you don't want people to find a lot of stuff on your Facebook profile, maybe you had some cleaning up to do, you might want to go in and change your privacy settings to be super tight, not letting anything out. Don't let your, there's an area that surprises me, people don't know. Hide the list of your friends from people on the outside. Most people, as a stranger, if I go to your profile, I should be able to only see your face and a listing of your name. And then I would have to invite you to be a friend before I could see who your friends are, see your pictures. Most people have their photos and their friends open. I'm not sure why.
It's very helpful for the FBI.
If I'm a job employer, I'm going to look at those.
Okay, we have another question.
Great.
Hi, I'm Amy Fry, and I'm going to be in elementary education. And I have a question is, how can I build a network outside my existing friends and family?
Because you want to trade them in. Is that? Yeah. If you're wanting to build a network, again, if you're on Facebook and you're connected with friends and family, create lists on Facebook. So you'll have a list with your friends, a list with your family, and now create another list of professional network, or coworkers, or other teachers and educators. You can connect with people and add them to a list, which is again why I like this Google Plus. There's circles. Google Plus has a feature called circles, and what it does is it creates different circles of networks. And so you'll have your friends network, your family network, your coworker network, your boss might be in a little circle by themselves network. You can create different circles, and then the information you share goes to different circles. But Facebook does the same thing. If you create lists on Facebook, you can send an update of what you did last weekend. I'm just going to assume that it was something that you wouldn't want to share with your coworkers. Then you can say, I want to send this to my friends only list, not my family list, not my coworker list, or I want to post a project that I'm working on at work. My friends don't care about that, so maybe I only want to send that status update. When you type in a status update, on the right-hand side of that status update box, there's a little drop-down arrow, and it lets you pick what list you want to send it to. The default is send it to everybody. We don't really think, oh, I can change that. Change it to send it to a specific list. And that's one way. And then again, on Twitter, you can build a really fast network of business people that, you just share and exchange information that has to do with elementary education.
Okay, and we've got another question right now.
More cowbell. Oh.
My name is Shakayla, and I use Facebook, but why should I have a Twitter link to an account also?
Great question. And I don't believe you should ever link your accounts. So you don't want your Twitter stuff automatically feeding to Facebook. Don't feed Facebook to Twitter automatically, because you have different audiences. So Facebook you might be using just to connect socially. And some people use Facebook just for business, some use it just for family. But Twitter, again, connect strategically. I can't stress enough with any social media, be strategic, because everything you post online, whether it's your personal Facebook account, this is your online reputation. And now, you know, when you're in college, it's even too late. I mean, kids have they have a digital footprint. And really, those of you who have kids, start teaching them young that everything you put online will build your personal reputation, your online reputation. And I think we have to take a look at that reputation by Googling your name. Google your name with quotation marks around it. And if you have kids, I have 4 kids, and we're always Googling their name. We put quotation marks, and we Google their name, and then we click on images, and we click on web, and we click, see what shows up. Where have you left Google tracks? And looking at that, and then be more strategic. How do I want people to see me? What's the image I'm trying to build? And how can I use it? So you can use Twitter to start building that professional network.
And do we have another question over there?
Oh.
I love all these impromptu questions.
I know, these are great.
Completely
My
impromptu.
name is Mario Murphy, and I want to know.
Oh, you were so
social media
impromptu.
help me in my business.
I'm sorry, I missed
I'm
the
sorry,
question.
can you repeat that question?
I want to know, how can social media help me in my business?
What kind of business do you have? Or what kind of business are you building?
Fashion designing.
Oh, wow. There's a ton. Fashion designing, well, first of all, you need to connect with other fashion designers. You need to connect with buyers from stores. You need to connect with people that are in your industry. And this applies to all of us across the board. Who are the people you need to connect with?
But there's
Find
another
them.
thing, Gina, there's one more thing for fashion design, or graphic arts for that matter. Put samples of what you do
Yeah.
on Twitter, on Facebook, and also make connections with other people. So therefore, now they can see who you are, the kind of work you do, the things you
That's right.
design, as well as the connections you make. So I think both of those can go a long way towards getting you exposure and having people see what kind of talent you have.
Yeah, that's a great point. Is you can create a Facebook page if you're a designer, graphic designer, photographer, fashion design, any work that you do that has pieces that you want to show. Create a business page on Facebook. So you have your personal profile, go in and create a page. And all you have to do is log into Facebook and then go up to the top and type in facebook.com/pages. And it'll take you to an area where you can create a page, a business page for all your design work. And you can really make a portfolio, and it's free. So you may not want to invest in having a whole website developed, which would still be a smart idea in case, I mean, we always say, who knows what will happen to Facebook and Google and all these social networks. But I think it's good to have a Facebook page because it's great exposure. And Rick, that's so true. Is people want to see your work. They're not going to just believe your resume. So you need to send them samples. You need to send them a link to your page. I think anybody looking for a job or someone who already has a business that they want to market, sending people a link so they can see examples of what you do is just, it's brilliant. It's smart. Let people know. There's also, Google has I have the app. There are some fashion design apps, and you might be able to get some of your designs onto these apps because it showcases, gosh, I know I have the app and I'm trying to remember what it's called. I'll find it. And it's, and you might be able to submit some of your work, and if they highlight it in their apps, another really great, but Google has a huge division for just fashion. If you Google fashion, they have some really good places that you might want to make sure you are networking in.
Okay, we have another person lined up and ready to go.
My name is Estrella Canoli. I'm an education major, and my question is, how can I become involved in an online community?
Oh, Rick, you're really plugged into the education market. Well, I guess it's more the corporate learning.
Right, it's a little bit different.
There's a really great group online called Ed Chat on Twitter. If you do the # search on Twitter, # Ed chat. I'm trying to pause to make sure I am correct.
I think you are.
Is it Ed Chat?
Yeah, or it's either Ed Chat or Edu Chat. I think there's
that's what I was trying to remember. Is it Edu Chat or Ed Chat? Oh, here it is. See, the chat room is this is the brilliant brains right here. Lily said there is Ed Chat and Learn Chat. Learn Chat tends to focus more on corporate learning. Ed Chat is more on the academic side. And then there's Math Chat. If you're a math major or math, focusing on education in the math area, there's even Math Chat. Again, a really cool network. And Ed Chat has a group. This was the group that I got plugged into in Second Life. There's a really great Learn Chat group, not Learn Chat.
Ed Chat. Ed Chat.
I still think it's another one. My brain is trying to find.
I think there's an Edu Chat too. EduChat
in Second Life. There's a lot of online communities for educators trying to come together and share resources. They're sharing cool technology that they can use.
And another place you can go is LinkedIn. LinkedIn has a lot of groups. There's thousands of groups out there, and there are a lot of educator groups from elementary school to middle school to high school and college. You should be able to find a group of like-minded professionals that have questions, answers, or just share information and content. So
and it may be overwhelming at first. You go, how do I get involved in the group? Go to some of these group, their pages, and on Twitter, kind of look at them. Lily reminded us that the Ed Chat, is it Ed Chat that meets twice, or is it Learn Chat that meets twice on Thursdays?
Learn Chat is twice on Thursdays.
Twice on Thursdays. And Ed Chat, I don't know. Do a search on Twitter, just the # Ed Chat, and you'll see everybody who's tweeted using that tag, and you can even ask a question on Twitter. When does Ed Chat meet? And put the # Ed Chat, and somebody will respond to you. But it might be overwhelming. You don't have to participate. I always tell people, consume before you contribute. So go and look at some of these groups on LinkedIn and just read what they talk about. Read some of the stuff and see, does this look like a group that I can contribute and that I can be involved and learn from? And then jump in when you feel comfortable. Same thing on Twitter. There's a lot of these tweet chat groups that meet up, and some people just get overwhelmed thinking, oh, I don't know what to say in these. You don't have to say anything. You can just read, consume the content. Once you feel comfortable, you can jump in and put your 2 cents in, or 2 tweets.
Okay, we have another question.
Hi, my name is Tamara Jones, and my major is in business, and I would like to know, how can I use social media to start my own company or to make money?
Oh, I'm telling you, just like we've been saying, get a Facebook page. Once you know what your business name is, get that domain. Go and secure your domain so no one else can take it. And then go to Facebook, create a business page on Facebook, start talking about your business and what you're an expert in, pointing people on Twitter to your business page on Facebook. Think of cross-pollination. When you're building a business, you need to cross-pollinate. You want people from Twitter community to know about your Facebook page. You want people on Facebook to know about your website. On your website, you want people to know how to get a hold and have conversations with you on Twitter or Facebook. So always thinking cross-pollination, that's your marketing strategy. It's part of your marketing strategy is looking at how we get the word out and using them as tools to drive people where you want them, but provide great, valuable information. So I don't know what kind of business you're wanting to start, but there are communities for everything on LinkedIn, on Facebook. Find those communities and get involved, providing valuable resources before you try to sell to them. Once you provide valuable resources, people will get to know you and like you, then they'll buy from you.
There's even a group for morticians, but it's kind of a dead group anyway.
Don't even laugh about that one. There is a huge community of funeral home owners on Facebook. It's weird.
Yeah. All right, and we have another person lined up, ready to go with her impromptu question.
My name is Rebecca Therian, and I'm a chemistry major. And my question is, how can I incorporate my smartphone into social media?
I cannot do social media without smartphones and smart devices. I mean, I've always got my iPad and my phone nearby, and right now I'm kind of, oh, there's my phone under everything. But I think being mobile is the key to doing social right, because it can be overwhelming to think, oh my gosh, I have to go home and sit at my computer for an hour updating stuff and posting things, or every day. You really don't if you can do it in bite-sized pieces using your smartphone. And I think today our phones allow us to do so much from anywhere. And I say phones, but really any mobile device, that you can be somewhere. And I'm a big fan, and lately I've become this fanatic of Instagram, which is a photo sharing app. And it's incorporates, I take a picture and you can make it look cooler than it is, and add some filtering and lighting adjustments, and then you post it and it puts it on Facebook or Twitter or wherever you want. So if I'm at a conference and it ties into my business, or if I see something while I'm out and about, I can take a picture. I don't have to wait till I get back to my office. I can right then, using my phone, update, post that photo. So I think, you can check messages, you can email, you can, check Facebook notifications, all from our phones. I think it just makes our jobs of marketing so much easier, because I don't have to think of it as, oh, I still have a task of 30 or 60 minutes to do when I get back. It's throughout the day. And a lot of times I have, this waiting time where I'm waiting for 10 minutes for my daughter to get out of, come out of her friend's house. I whip open my phone and I read, is there any update? Anything on Twitter I need to respond to? You can just do it in those bite-sized moments. Rick, I don't know, how much do you use your phone, Rick?
Not much.
Not much. Literally live on mine. I will not read, if I left my house and I drove for 10 minutes, heading downtown, and I realize I forgot my purse or my wallet, I won't even go back home anymore. But if I forgot my phone, I turn around.
All right, we've got another person lined up, which looks like Larry.
Hi, my name's Larry, and I'm a social media aholic.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Can you repeat that?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for allowing us to come on the show today.
This is fun.
Larry, you had a question.
He's too serious.
He's too nervous. Articulate, Larry. Spit it out. What are you doing, Larry?
We've really enjoyed watching and participating today. Is there anything else that would, if there was one thing about social media that would help everyone in the class today, what would that one thing be?
Here's my thing. A couple years ago, when we first started talking about social media, I told everyone, you could do business just on Facebook. You really didn't need a website. You didn't need anything else. Get on Facebook, because there's 600 million people there, or whatever. That back then it was like 450 million. Today I look at it a little different. I say we need to always be networking. Social networking is an easy platform because it's low cost, easy to do on the go, to build our business and share your expertise with the world. Again, you're going to school to build expertise in some area. Who knows about it? You've got to use social networking to let the world know that you are an expert in a specific area, or that you have this body of knowledge that you can provide value to someone. Now my belief about social media is be flexible with what platform. Go where your biggest audience is. Maybe your biggest audience for connections is LinkedIn. Maybe your biggest audience is Facebook. Maybe in 6 months or a year it's going to be Google+. Who knows? I mean, be flexible with the platform. But once we learn how to have conversations in one social network, we can easily, anybody who is on MySpace knows, you can easily migrate. And you know how it works. You know that it takes consistent conversations. You know that it takes talking about what you do and providing value. We know that there's skills. The platform we use becomes irrelevant. So I would say get on these platforms now. get familiar with them so that no matter which platform you end up using, you can easily take those skills of building conversations and providing value. You can take those anywhere. But remember, it's about providing value, being consistent with that network that's out there. There's people out there that you're having conversations with. So, yeah, that my one thing is, obviously, you guys would know, that would be lengthy, but make friends with technology, because whether your business is, quilting or whether it's IT management, you've got to embrace technology to do business in the future and to stay in business in the future. So always be learning. Be a student always of technology and use the same skills across these platforms.
Yeah, that's great advice. And the other thing is, think before you post. Take a moment. Don't post emotionally, and think about it twice, because some of those posts could come back and get you.
Yeah. Would my grandma want to read this? That's really what I always say. And I'm still looking for, I need to find, oh, I found it. oh, pick me. Pick me. There's an app called Boutiques. I was like, for fashion design, there's a great app. And you can, again, it's probably only on iPhone or iPad, but Google it, Boutiques. Spelled out, Boutiques, Boutiques, is an app, and it was developed by Google and in their fashion line, and it's really cool. I was looking at it just to see what was Google doing with fashion. Some really big things, some interesting things going on with Google and fashion with this app called Boutiques. So for fashion design, check that out. Couldn't leave without answering that question.
Larry,
Any questions
Larry, we're
from our chat room? I know they're always providing great answers. Let's see. Oh, Dawn is saying be strategic. You don't have to use every blingy modality out there, which is a really good point. Sometimes we think we need to be on all social media sites. You really don't. Pick the one where you can invest your time and in the conversations and community. That's a great point, Dawn.
Larry, do you have any other comments or questions?
Does anyone have anything else they want to add to today?
Nope.
You guys,
Thank you.
did you guys have a good time?
Yes.
Good.
And by the way, you're all now on the FBI watch list.
Yeah. Feel free to join us. We do this show live on Tuesdays, but if you miss it because you're studying, you're doing homework for this class, you can always watch it on demand, and stay up on every week we talk about what's the latest thing going on. And the people who join in the chat room, valuable resources. I mean, right here, and I'm hoping you guys can see the chat room on your screen in the class there. There is a link there. If you click on that link, it shows you all the tweet chats that meet up, what day they meet up, what time they meet up. It gives you information about the groups. So no matter what industry you're in, I highly recommend clicking on that link and finding the chat that fits you, and you'll be surprised what you'll learn from these groups. Great networking there.
Well, Larry, thanks to your students and to you for doing this. We appreciate it.
And from our brilliant chat room from around the world, as Jeff reminds us, we've got people from around the world. So you've got resources, networking that takes you out of Tulsa. Not that you want to get out of Tulsa, but you've got a network that stretches beyond Tulsa. And thank you guys. Yeah, great questions, because all of us are always wondering the same thing. How can we use this crazy technological world to do business? So next week, I'm hoping that I will be on Google Plus.
Enjoyed it and participating in.
Good.
And gave everyone a chance to also participate in a video chat as well.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Awesome.
It's a good use of technology.
It is. It's just so cool, because look at what we can do. You guys are in Oklahoma, Rick is in California, and I'm in Colorado. And then again, we've got people from all around the world, and we're all able to share resources. And again, if anyone in your class ever has questions, you can find me on Twitter at Gina Schreck, and throw me any question anytime. Or Facebook, I'm on Facebook. I always tell people, friend me on Facebook, Go to my Getting Geeky page on Facebook. There's lots of resources. Find Rick Zanotti on Twitter. You've got a friend.
You've got a friend. I should have had music for that one.
I know. Isn't there a song?
Actually, it's true. We have people right now. Jeff is in Australia. We've got Leave in Belgium. We've got people all over this. I'm in an alternate universe. It's also known as California. We're just.
I'm usually in an alternate reality. Yeah. Don, I don't know where you are. California? We've got people from, Ohio. We've got Canada. Zara Lynn's in Canada. So, this is the beauty of social network right here, is global resources that you would never have met otherwise. So if you're wondering if it's a waste of time, just look at the smart people that we're talking with and sharing with right here. That's the argument for, is social media a waste of time?
Right.
It's brilliant use.
And with that, we're going to wrap up our show. And Larry, class in Tulsa, thank you guys so much.
You guys were awesome. I'm looking for my bell.
You need a bell?
I need a school bell. Class is out. Bye, everyone. Have a great week. And we'll
Bye,
see
everyone.
You on SchreckTeck.
You guys have a great one. Take care. We'll see you next week.